So the first thing that I did is I got in the habit of talking to a camera every single day that I possibly could, ideally maybe multiple times a day. So some talking to a camera could be creating content like this. It could also be sending videos to your friends and family. It can be creating a vlog type diary where you just talk to a camera and you delete it, or maybe you save it for your future self to watch. Nobody else sees it. But getting this habit of talking to a camera, I think, is really important because camera presence and the ability to deliver well on camera takes practice. I always thought, okay, I'm extroverted. I like talking to people. I think that talking to a camera is gonna be easy for me. It was not easy for me. If you go look at my earlier videos, actually, please don't do that. But if you were to go look at my earlier videos, you'd see that my camera presence was abysmal, and there's still always room to improve. There are people out there who can really deliver on camera, and it's a skill. It takes practice. The second thing that I did is got in the habit of writing every single day. If you write every single day, you will start to realize that your mind is just functioning better when you speak. I'm actually like a little bit groggy this morning, but even now, being a little bit groggy, not getting that much sleep, I'm still speaking better than I was maybe 6 months ago I think it's because of one, yeah, talking to a camera like we talked in the first tip, but two, it's because of writing. I think constantly writing just gets your mind a little bit more clear, a little bit more sharp. So that's the second thing, writing. And you also get a bunch of ideas for what to create your YouTube videos on. The third thing, and this one is really annoying. It's a little bit annoying because everyone says this one, but it probably is worth saying, and because it is so important, is I did not give up. I did not give up. It's so easy to give up. I'm telling you guys this. It's like, okay, why would it be easy to give up? I remember watching this video from Ali Abdaal when I was first getting started, and he was talking about how he created 50 videos and he got to 1,000 subscribers. And I remember thinking, okay, yeah, I had maybe like 8 videos out, and I remember thinking, okay, yeah, I'm gonna get to 50 videos and I'll have 1,000 subscribers. Or maybe if he did 50, I can do it. I'll do it in 40, or maybe I have to do a little more work than him and I'll do it in 70. I didn't get 100 subscribers until after creating 160 or 70 videos. And I think the reason for this is because people start on YouTube at varying levels of skill. You know, you have to have a lot of things down. You have to be able to speak to a camera. You have to understand video editing. You have to understand lighting. You have to understand audio to a certain extent. You have to understand human psychology to a big extent. You have to understand how to give people value. You have to understand how to keep people entertained. There's a lot of things to creating a good video. And I don't want to inundate you. I don't want to make you think that this is hard. It is hard though. I don't want you to make you think that but it is hard, but you can do it. But the reason I bring up all these things is because some people already naturally have some of these down. Some people already like understand human psychology really well, and they have camera presence. Maybe they worked in sales, and maybe they also like understand video editing because they create some like promotional content for their sales job. I was a software engineer before I started a YouTube channel. Before that, I was an investment banking analyst. I didn't have that type of experience. Certain things started to come easier for me. Like I spent a lot of time creating music, tinkering around with audio tools. So creating good audio, understanding those types of tools came a little bit easier for me. But the point is, you might already have like multiple YouTube skills down. And so you might see really rapid growth in your first handful of videos because you have a few things down, but you also could be like me where where you're kind of a beginner at a lot of the different skills. And so it takes you more reps to raise your skills in all these areas. So I just want to say that don't give up, because some people are going to see faster results than you, maybe. And don't give up because it just means that they had a little bit higher of a starting point in maybe multiple areas because of their background. And it doesn't mean you can't learn. You can learn anything. It just means that you're gonna have to put in a little bit more work. And that's good, actually. It's actually good to have to put in more work than other people, because you develop this discipline, this mindset, this I can do this ability that will take you farther in the long run, I believe, at least. Okay, so the fourth thing, this actually dovetails really well into the fourth thing. The fourth thing is that I switched the way I started speaking on camera. And for the longest time, I would really talk as if I was an expert. I loved mindset content. I still do. I loved content that talks about discipline and resiliency and and bouncing back and never giving up, like what I was just talking about. I loved that type of content. But the problem that I ran into, and I think a lot of small creators probably run into, is if you talk, let's take discipline, for example. If you create a video and it's how to become more, and you title the video, why you're not disciplined enough. You title that. You maybe saw some big YouTuber have that title, and you title that, why you're not disciplined enough. Or you title how you can become more disciplined. If you do a title like that and you have like 10 views in the video, people are not gonna be, you might actually be a very disciplined person, but people are, because of the way, at least of what I've observed, and again, I'm not an expert, I'm using this tactic right now actually. I'm not an expert, but people I think, are gonna look at this video and think, this non-expert is trying to act like an expert. And people don't like that. They really don't like that. And so if you had 1 million views, it's kind of dumb, but if you had 1 million views and it was the same exact video, people would tune in, they would listen a little bit more. And so how I have found getting around this is talking about my experience and more framing things as like, I'm just sharing ideas and I hope this helps you. And I think that just allows people to just feel like, okay, he doesn't claim to have all the answers, but he's sharing some ideas. And I actually agree with that idea. Oh, actually, like that makes sense to me. I didn't think about that before. So a better title, I think, if you're a small creator, would be how I became 50% more disciplined after reading this amazing book, or something like that, where it's like, okay, this person, where if I saw that video from a small creator, I would actually click on it. If I saw a video from a small creator saying why you're not disciplined, I would probably think, okay, I don't know that you're going to give me the answer. It doesn't really, maybe you can argue whether or not it makes sense, but that's what I think happens to a lot of small creators. They create a lot of content from this vantage point of being a super master expert in this field, and they might actually be really disciplined, or they might really be mentally tough, or all these things, but people don't believe them until they have proof from the platform. So that's the fourth thing. And then the fifth one is, I started to see social media as a skill. I swear for the longest time I was obsessing over the algorithm, and like how the algorithm wasn't treating me fairly, and how I felt like I needed an algorithm boost and all this stuff. And I started to finally realize that social media is a skill. It's a skill. The reason why my videos weren't doing as well as other people's is because other people had more skill. They were better at making their videos more either interesting or more useful in a shorter amount of time than I was. And so that is the skill. It was a skill problem. And so once I started realizing that, oh, this video didn't perform that well, it was probably my fault. I started thinking it's probably my fault. And so then I started investing time and money into courses, into other people's YouTube channels. If I go to most people's YouTube channels that are bigger than me, they at least have a few videos on how they grew their channel. I would watch those videos, watch videos like this one, and I would try to learn from people who were farther ahead than me, because I started to see things as a skill. I would start to see YouTube, see social media as a skill where people who are doing better, people who are getting more views, getting a bigger audience, they understand things that I don't, or they know, maybe we both have the same mental understanding, but they're executing better than me. So I need to learn from them. So that is, I'd say, the fifth one. So to recap, I'm gonna try to remember all of these. I am, my content strategy lately is I go super edited short form and I do long form unedited. Honestly, I try to do these in one take if I can, either one take or very low edited, but this one I'm probably gonna just do in one take. So let's recap. So the first one, I started talking to a camera every single day. 2, I started writing every single day, almost just about, or at least as many days as I can. 3, I didn't give up. 4, I switched my tone from that of an expert to that of a person who's just talking about his own life. And 5 is I realized that YouTube is a skill and that I need to learn from others who know more than me. So I hope you found this useful. If you did, leave me a subscribe and I will talk to y'all on the next one. I seriously wish you a bunch of luck on your journey, really do. And you can do it. You really can. It's possible to get 100 subscribers. And I think once you get to 100 subscribers, at least like where my mind is at now, I'm like, okay, if I got 100, I don't see why I can't get like 300, you know? I don't see why I can't get 300. And I'm sure once I get to 300, I'm gonna think, okay, I don't see why I can't get like 500. And I'm sure once I get to 500, I'm like, okay, well, I mean, you got 500, so I might as well get 1,000. And I think that will keep snowballing. But I feel a lot of confidence now that I've gotten to 100 in my ability to grow on this platform. And so I hope that you can also get to 100 and feel that same confidence. And I think especially I've been feeling really good about it because I haven't told a lot of people that I know until recently that I had a YouTube channel. I would tell some people, but not a lot. And I think that knowing that majority of my subscribers are people who I don't know, are people who are just out there in the world who came across my content and found it useful enough to subscribe, that has been very, very encouraging to me because I just know that people are getting value from my content. And so I just need to keep adding value and ideally adding more value with each video. So I hope this, again, I hope this video was valuable to you and I'll talk to you all in the next one.